gotta be doing any commentating for my own game.
My on the first play of the game here, my screen said press escape to go back.
That's very weird. Like, I saw that in general chat. I was wondering why you had paused. That was odd.
Yeah, it was. Looks like we lost the sign. I
Yep.
guess he'll be back.
Hopefully he's back. Like real back real soon. Like, I really hope he's back like right now. Like really right now.
I mean, you could pause it for a second if he comes back within like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Dropping the ball. I guess we kind of have to resume. We can't just keep waiting here forever.
Yeah, we really can't. Fuck it.
Alright, well, whatever.
Alright, 4th and 8 for the Cowboys. What will happen here? I mean, it looks like the Buffalo Bills are in some kind of new 1-5-5 defense. And the Cowboys, they got first down and they fumbled the ball and sure does it. And he's almost stripped, but he manages not to fumble it, and the Cowboys are going to challenge it. But I think it's pretty clear that that was a fumble, which is very interesting.
That was so stupid. I caught it for the first down and then fumbled.
Yeah, that was very stupid. I just think it's pretty funny because, I mean, that was the guy that I had traded for. That's Fitzpatrick right there. And I made that joke about how I never lost against you having him. And I just acquired him in a trade, and he just does that the very first series against you.
When you were saying Fitzpatrick, I thought you were talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, I meant Minka Fitzpatrick. But suddenly it's first and 10 at the red zone for the Buffalo Bills, and he has all day to throw. It looks like he has Singletary, but he doesn't have Singletary, and just like usual, the Buffalo Bills are going back in their hurry up offense because they see something that they like.
Cowboys making adjustments on defense, but it's not going to work as Kaepernick scrambles and is running for his life and gets 8 or 5 or however many.
No, I wish it was 8 right there. But right now, I think the Buffalo Bills, like, they're kind of contemplating what they want to do. Are they actually going to run this? Yes, they are, and they're going to get the first down. First and goal for the Buffalo Bills, and the Dallas Cowboys call a timeout. And a very interesting thing to point out is the Dallas Cowboys, they only have one timeout left. And this is a very dangerous look from the Cowboys, but the Buffalo Bills get it anyways. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. I mean, I think this is really the perfect start for the Buffalo Bills. Like, they made that stop on defense. They got the touchdown from it.
That's true. Great start for the Bills. But after the shitty kick return that the Cowboys had on their first drive with the thing blocking their screen, they get one back.
I feel a little guilty about that. I mean, it wasn't my fault that you were kind of fucked over on your first kickoff return. I mean, you got a break right there though.
I did catch a break.
Cause I still don't even know like how he managed to get through. Like that was really crazy. Like he did some kind of like he did a spin, and it actually worked very well against the CPU.
Yeah, with some nifty moves.
And now the Buffalo Bills trying to bounce back with their own return, but it only gets them to the 30, not even the 30. But I think right here, the Buffalo Bills are still pretty confident because they made a great stop and they did what they needed to do on offense. And at this point in the game, I realized that my audibles were fucked up, so I called a timeout. I'm about to pause. Y'all gonna see my audibles. Where I can probably skip over a little bit. No, I can't. It's not VLC. It's only gonna take a few seconds anyways. But yeah, that's what happened though. Like my audibles were somehow fucked up, so I had to fix that right quick. But anyways, it's back to 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. And also a very different play call. And we got the Cowboys all over his ass, but K-Man is wide open. He makes a man miss, but that's all he can get. Still a very good game for the Buffalo Bills, who are now at the 40-yard line.
Cowboys are having a tough time slowing down the Bills' offense.
And that's for sure. But now there's like no one wide open, and thankfully it's just a drop pass.
A little bit of a dangerous throw there.
Very dangerous throw. Like that could have very easily been picked off. Because Gay Jr. is a little dangerous, and now once again no one's really open other than Benjamin, but Benjamin doesn't get it. I think I used her a little bit too early. Like I stopped running a little bit too early. I probably should have kept on running right there. But that was a big blown opportunity by the Bills. And now it's suddenly 4th down. What are the Bills going to do?
I don't know. What are they gonna do?
Well, it looks like the Buffalo Bills are going to be doing their own usual play calls. But it looks like no one's actually open. And the Cowboys stopped them.
Great defense by the Cowboys there after a really bad, ugly start to the drive for their defense.
Yeah, that was a very good stop right there. Like that. And the Buffalo Bills with a huge sack right there. But that was a great defensive stand by the Cowboys. Like just a huge missed opportunity by the Bills, and it literally cost them a touchdown.
The question is, can the Bills take advantage of? I mean, can the Cowboys take advantage of the turnover and downs that they forced? We'll see.
Early indication looks like it's going good for the Bills. Cause now we got a 3rd and 17 here. Like this is gonna be really huge right here. Cowboys motioning their receivers around. It looks like he doesn't have anyone, and he doesn't have anyone. Sheared with a pick, and he's down at probably the 38, 35. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, like they get a turnover and downs. Cowboys throw a pick. Perfect for the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion. And Singletary with a pretty good run. 2nd and 8 for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, so far they've had quite a bit of success running the ball. But it looks like the Buffalo Bills really do not like this Cowboys look, though. And there's a little bit of hesitancy. No, they're not. And a great run by Singletary. Now, I ain't gonna lie, though, if that was me right now, I would take that run back. Because I looked so covered, but yet, he just got through. And it turned into a pretty big gain. once again, though, the Buffalo Bills are driving.
Are you sure? I don't see a car.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, who needs a real car right here when you got Singletary? I mean, he's getting a lot of miles in. Like, there's your car right there. He's putting in all the miles.
I guess so.
And the Dallas Cowboys, they are known for their 3rd-and-inches and 3rd-and-1 stops. So this is actually pretty tricky for the Buffalo Bills. There's a lot of thinking and maybe some running clock, but also a lot of thinking. Because they know about these damn Cowboys. But nevertheless, though, Cap almost gets in for a touchdown. And the Dallas Cowboys are called a timeout. And it didn't matter. Touchdown Buffalo. So, once again, the Buffalo Bills are feeling pretty good. I mean, really, this game is going as good as it could have gone for the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, it is.
Why is no one tackling Kirk? And they did tackle Kirk eventually. That was a little bit too scary, like too dangerous. But nevertheless, the Cowboys still get a pretty good return, and that's a pretty good. Oh, it's coming back, holding Dallas.
Gosh,
1st and 21. Which really sucks for the Cowboys, because that was a very good run. A huge break by the Buffalo Bills. And a quick flash throw to Hyde, who gets most of the yards back. 2nd and 13. And Andy Dalton decides to scramble the ball, and he's a little bit more mobile than it seems like. He picks up about 7 or so. You got 3rd and 6 right here.
He's not that slow just yet.
Yeah, not yet. I think he's 71 speed. Yeah, he's something like that. But if you don't account for him, he can be pretty quick. But I'm pretty sure that is why the Cowboys have Andy Dalton, though. Like, just throws like that right there. Like, there's a very impressive pass to Kirk right there. And they have Decker, but he doesn't throw it. But instead, he has Godwin for a touchdown.
Wow.
What a throw by Andy Dalton. I mean, I can't believe he actually managed to find him. Like, that's really big, because it looked like the Cowboys, they missed a pretty open receiver, and then he got a touchdown anyways. Like, that's just a huge coverage breakdown by the Buffalo Bills. But, Buffalo Bills will take it. And the Buffalo Bills, they're going back to the run. Take up a little solid gain 5 yards. 2nd and 5. And no one's open, but he tries to force it to Benjamin, and it gets deflected. 3rd and 5. What would the Buffalo Bills do? Well, it looks like they are trying to run the ball here. I guess they're not gonna run the ball. Looks like they have Benjamin, and they do got Benjamin, who breaks the tackle, picks up about like 10 more yards. First down, Buffalo Bills at their own 30, at the Cowboys 31. Again, very good start by the Buffalo Bills. And a very, very good run by Singletary, who managed to break the tackle and get a touchdown. 21-14 for the Buffalo Bills. Holy shit. Like, how can you imagine D. Heavy running the ball with Singletary like this, getting all these crazy yards, crazy runs with Singletary, a running back, when he has Benjamin, Galladay, Doyle, Kmet, and we have a running back who's doing all the damage against the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys really have to stay disciplined here on defense. They have to stop committing pass every play. Oh, and there's Kirk around the edge again.
And just when the Buffalo Bills are actually feeling very, very good, they allow a second kickoff return. Like, just when they're feeling absolutely amazing, like this game, it was going as good as it possibly could have gone, like considering the fact of allowing that kick return, and then they just do it one more time. But like, this game has been absolutely nuts so far. But I ain't gonna lie though.
Sanders, that's the one that breaking off the big returns.
You said who breaks off big returns?
It's usually Sanders.
Oh yes, that is true. But at the same time, though, Kirk is pretty good, and the Buffalo Bills make their first big mistake.
The question is, though, can the Cowboys capitalize off of this? Remember, they couldn't capitalize off the turnover on downs before. Will they be able to capitalize off of this?
Well, I hope they can't. And they cannot! What a fucking pick by Anthony Barr. Holy cow. Like, I cannot believe he secured that pick, and I don't even know how I managed to pick it.
Right place, right time.
Still, though, like, I didn't even look like I even had a chance to even attempt to pick it.
No, it was
that
crazy.
Was nuts.
I was just a little surprised by that one. I wasn't sure what happened.
I watched it again, and I'm still not sure what happened. Like, that was really nuts. Nuts at best. Like, really, this whole game so far has been absolutely nuts. Like, it's really a shame that Sign is missing it. Like, even if he can't commentate it. But if the Buffalo Bills are able to move the ball, like, they can kill a lot of clock right here. But will they, though? I mean, they don't usually run the clock, right? I don't think they do. I think they're running a little bit of clock.
Draining the clock.
Yeah, they're draining a lot of clock. And someone joined the stream. Hopefully it's Son. It's
Mac Bear.
Oh, it's Mac Bear. Okay. Well, no one cares that he's here. I'm just kidding, Mac Bear. You know I love you. And did he leave? I just saw Sam say, OMG, ha ha ha, Kirk. Is that you, Drummond? Yeah, I think it is. And we have no Mac Bear. But we do have a 2nd and 4 for the Buffalo Bills. And Singletary breaks the tackle and picks it up.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, he's been absolutely unstoppable. I mean, I knew he was always a beast, but, like, he just never really went off like this. Like, ever. No, but it looks like the Dallas Cowboys, they're trying to play a little better run defense. Like, they know that the Buffalo Bills want to run the ball, and there's no one open, and the Cowboys just jump the ball, make a good swat, third down. And Kaepernick, he's looking around all day. He probably wishes he can have that one back. It looked like he did have Singletary. Now he's thinking a little bit about what he wants to do. I mean, I think right here is a huge play. Looks like he may have Doyle. I think he had Doyle, and he goes to Benjamin, and it's turnover and downs.
And if you notice, the Cowboys a drive or two ago just switched to four-man front. They were running a three-man front and then some random nickels, but they're now in a four-man front.
I actually didn't even notice that, to be honest. But I really wish I could have that one back, because I didn't even know Doyle was that wide open. I mean, I knew he was open, but I didn't know how far away your defender was.
Yeah, it was super open.
Like, I didn't know.
This one was crazy into like quadruple coverage.
Yeah, that kind of pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie about that. Like, I could not believe that you caught that right there. And Andy Dalton is still running. Come on, he's too slow. He can't get in the end zone, but he got in the end zone anyways. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys.
Andy Dalton said, "I have the wheels."
Well, I guess maybe he does. Like, he didn't prior, but I guess before this playoff game, I guess he went to the gym. Maybe he got on a treadmill or something. Like, maybe he took a whole bunch of laxatives so he was able to shit and get a little faster. Because the Buffalo Bills were not expecting this speed from Andy Dalton. But now the Buffalo Bills are in a very interesting spot, though. Because, I mean, the Cowboys don't have any timeouts. And why are they forcing the ball when no one is there? That was very dangerous. But anyways, like, the Buffalo Bills are in a very awkward spot. Like, they should just pass every down, kill no clock at all, and then the Cowboys have a chance for another touchdown. But they also can potentially get another score. Well, yeah, potentially get another score if they can move the ball. Like, maybe get a little field goal right here. But, like, this is really kind of dangerous territory for the Bills.
That was the first time I'd seen that direct snap all game for the Bills.
Yeah, we felt that you were kind of expecting it. And wisely, the Buffalo Bills look like they're going to punt. I mean, who knows what the hell they're going to do in reality. Oh, they're going to punt. And Kirky makes one guy miss again, but now thankfully for the Bills, that's all he's able to get. And the Dallas Cowboys, they have 7 seconds left before halftime. Hopefully for the Bills, they're not able to capitalize. But these Dallas Cowboys are very, very dangerous. Like, they can be anywhere on the field and be able to score. Looks like he's going for a screen. And it looks like he's going downfield, even though it is a screen, and it's incomplete. Halftime. And that was a very good half. I mean, it went almost perfect for the Buffalo Bills until those damn kickoff returns. And then that damn forced pass by the Buffalo Bills. But nevertheless, though, the Buffalo Bills are still feeling pretty good. Now The question is, what did the Buffalo Bills want to do right here? They've been having a whole bunch of success with the run, and they're going back to the run. I think that's the right decision. Like, that was a very, very smart decision right there. Because you should never get away from what's working so effectively. But it looks like the Buffalo Bills did, and they had an open commit, and the damn Cowboys defensive tackle somehow picked it. And suddenly, the game isn't looking the best for the Buffalo Bills, but, I mean, they've shown that they can at least slow down the Dallas Cowboys. But that... Oh, okay, the Buffalo Bills actually do manage to swat it right there. Like, that was very, very dangerous. I mean, ideally right here, the Dallas Cowboys are only able to get a touchdown. Oh, they're only able to get a field goal or nothing. Like, ideally, a field goal at most.
And Kirk just lost a step there. If he had kept running a little faster, he might have had that one.
Yeah, that was very, very close.
Oh, by the way, I had to mute my mic for a second, but previously that interception, that defensive tackle, he was yellow zoned to prevent that play in particular, and it worked out.
Okay.
It was...
Yeah, that really explains it. I mean, I thought it was just a random defensive tackle pick. But
no, I yellow zoned him because I knew you were going to run that crosser with the tight end.
Okay, that makes sense. But thankfully for the Buffalo Bills, like, they're able to hold the Dallas Cowboys to only 3 right here.
But we'll take the 3 points. Hey, we finally capitalized off of a turnover for once.
That's right. Because I mean, every other time you got literally none. Like, you threw a pick yourself. You got, I mean, you should just take more points. So I think you made the right decision. And no one's open other than Doyle, and he's not able to get it. Like, that was a very good user defensive play right there. Because usually he wins almost all of those, and Gary almost jumps the route and picks it for what looked completely wide open. Like, this is a very, very critical play right here. And the snap ball. And Commit manages to catch it. He manages to catch it anyways. Like,
yeah, every time I see you in that formation, I know it's going to Commit, so I was spotlighting him. And I even purple zoned the guy, and it still didn't stop him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to stop. But even then, though, like, the center, like, just fucking that play up, like, that made it very, very difficult.
Yep.
But either way, though, like, Commit, like, he's just really money. Like, so many things can go wrong in the Buffalo Bills. They have no one, just take your yards, and they take their yards. As long as they don't do anything stupid. Like, this is still a very, very legitimate game for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most ideal situation, but it's still a pretty good situation, and just like that...
that's big.
Yeah, that's just what the Buffalo Bills needed. Like, brand new life, approaching red zone, nothing in the world at all. And Singletary with another solid run. Thankfully, he doesn't fumble the ball. And they look very, very dangerous right there. And Singletary again, and that time he's almost stripped. But thankfully
he's been holding
again,
on to the ball quite well this game.
Yeah, he's actually held on to the ball against you for once. And once again, another run with Singletary, but I think the Buffalo Bills think the Cowboys are actually now expecting it.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, right here, I was like, oh, this is definitely gonna be a pass. He got stuffed, so I'm committing pass right away, and nope.
Nope, not at all. I mean, it's just like you're playing the pass like so well that I mean, I kind of rely on the run a little bit, and I also felt they had throw you off guard, but I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to throw you off guard right there though, and that actually kind of hurt the Buffalo Bills.
Did.
I didn't even realize my backup running back was in like the whole time. I didn't know he was in. I really had no idea. But now it's very, very dangerous. And the Buffalo Bills still are not aware that the backup running back is in. I mean, they get out of that run anyway, but they have no idea their backup is in, and it doesn't matter anyways because Galladay, he just gets in. Like, he beats the Cowboys defender.
Murphy
When
Bonding
really,
got turned around, and yeah, stood no chance there.
I mean, that was really a kind of dangerous throw by the Buffalo Bills, but I mean, they had to try something like against a player like yourself. If you just play not to lose, then you're gonna lose anyways. Like you gotta actually attack you and try to do something with it. I mean, it can go very wrong, but if you don't try, you're gonna lose anyway. So you might as well try. The Buffalo Bills tried, and they got a touchdown from it.
Fine. Finally. Jesus. Where have you been?
Hello guys, I'm sorry. My laptop is literally crippled.
Oh, shit.
Your laptop's crippled.
No, it's literally crippled. Like my laptop was literally fucking crippled. I couldn't get it to turn on for like 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm here now.
Huge sack. Huge sack on first
That's what
down.
she said. That was a huge ball sack.
Do you want me to put in the commentary or just watch?
No, take over. Take over.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Night, very close, 3-point game. John versus Heavy, and John is on the attack, which is very important because John, obviously high-scoring offense, very clutch player. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And on a 4th and 11, and it looks unlikely that he'll go for it here. He's at the 22, but he will go for it. Very questionable decision, I feel, when you have the lead, 3-point lead, going for a 4th and 11, very inadvisable, but this is John. He is a rock and roll player. It just goes with the flow. He's a savage. He's not really about game management. He just wants to go, put the pedal to the metal, and just do his thing. He's going for it on 4th down, motions the receiver to the right, Godwin becomes a bunch formation, rolling out to the right, looking for the corner out to Hines, decides to throw across the field to Godwin, who makes a clutch catch on 4th and 11. Big play for John. And I think Heavy slightly misplayed the user there, but I don't blame him because John's user catching is very, very effective. He is really good, and it's very hard to tackle him when he's user catching. You know, he's almost like a force field is surrounding his plays. He's very skilled at the user catch mechanism. I don't blame Heavy for this 4th down play. 1st and 10, John in his familiar 4 wide receiver formation, play action. Dalton tries to roll out, gets hit instantly by Jaboshid. No space for Dalton, at least a 2nd and 10. We are going into the 4th quarter, 37 seconds left. John on the attack. If he gets a touchdown, he'll go up by 10 points. It will be huge for him. But the game could flip here if Heavy can get a turnover. Runs the ball to Johnson. Draw. Excellent play by John. Misleads him completely. Leads to 3rd and inches. And John, very effective mixing in the run of the pass. When someone has a pass as good as John, it becomes difficult to stop their run because you are so concerned about stopping the pass. And after that, you have to give up inevitably very much in run defense. 1st and 10, John moving the ball quickly, not concerned about running out the clock. If I was John, 31-28 up, I would try and manage the game here. But as I said earlier, John is pedal to the metal. He's not about game management. He just wants to score the points, put the ball end zone, rush. He is a bit of a savage in that way. We are going into the 4th quarter. Cowboys have the 3-point lead. Very close game so far. D Heavy clearly stepping up his game. You know, he's gotten better and better in the playoffs gradually, and he is matching three-time Super Bowl champion score for score. Dalton coming out, fullback run with Hurst, gets through the middle, big strip by Jabal Sheard, and he was about to pop the ball out, but no luck there. John, not concerned with shooting clock, he just wants to get in the end zone, and he will go 10 points up with this, which would be hugely important. Kirk on the outside catches it, gets the feet in bounds. That is a touchdown. 38-28. John with a 10-point lead, only 5 minutes left, and Heavy will now require 2 scores to win with a stop, at least one minimum. 38-28. Very, very close game. But now D Heavy is in the corner. He's back. He's against the wall, and he's got to do something. He cannot afford to turn over the ball here, or the game is as good as done. Sanders on the return. Ace Sanders, skilled returner, pushes forward, gets to the 24. No luck yet for D Heavy. Didn't get a good return to start his drive. If he doesn't score quickly enough here, he may require an onside kick also. But scoring on this drive, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, is imperative because he needs to put himself in a position where his defense can get a stop and win the game for him. A punt here or a turnover is as good as done, and he needs to score fast. The clock is ticking. It's 4:27, 4:26. Play actions. Kaepernick rolling to the right, gets a lot of space, manages to scamper just behind the first down line. 3rd and 2. D Heavy taking the yards there that John has given him. Not much of a scrambler, but he will take it if it's there. Play action. Flat with Doyle, gets sacked instantly. Great user by John, switches on instantly to drag him to the ground. And John reacted very quickly to the play action. His defender, who was on a man assignment, he switched on to make the sack, reacted very quickly. Crucial 4th down, high pass to commit, and gets through 3 players. Incredibly clutch 4th down pass by D Heavy, almost stopped by John, almost swatted down. That was the game in Komet's hands, and Komet comes through with the catch. Massive play for D Heavy. Throws to Doyle, stripped. 2nd and 10. John getting a very quick rush. His linebackers, very fast players, getting in on the rush. Kaepernick being restricted despite his very high speed. It will be a dive to Singletary this time. John with a good run defense set. He has a good stacked box and not much there on the run for Singletary. Only a yard gained. 3rd and 9. It is the 4th quarter. The clock is ticking down. It's 3rd. 3:43. Not much left. Komet on the out route. D Heavy looking. He doesn't have anyone. The spy is running, trying to get him. He's got time. Kaepernick scrambling, rolling around, and he doesn't manage to find anyone. The scramble was there for him, and I feel like he could have taken it with Kaepernick's speed. It was advisable to scramble for the 1st down there, or at least get a few yards to make the 4th down easier. Now D Heavy has a clutch play on the line, game in his hands. John takes a pause. We are not sure why he did this. Perhaps he wanted to take a deep breath before the play. This is likely the game.
My linebacker was Reddick was tired. He was subbed out for somebody slow, so I had to sub Gay in instead.
Yep, so John was sorting out his formation subs on that play. Now D Heavy going with a very split set, wide receivers on the outside. Quick pass to Komet once again, and is swatted down. John prepared for the play there. I think he recognized the similar formation to what had come before. And now he's got the ball with a 10-point lead. D Heavy, he's got to get a very quick stop if he wants to stay in this game. It's still possible. If he can restrict John to simply a field goal here, it's still a 2-score game and he can still theoretically win. But he can't use timeouts. He has to get this stop. And before the 2-minute warning, I would say, if he wants a viable chance at winning this game. And Kirk gets a massive catch, gets him to the 2-yard line, and now D Heavy has got the game on the line. If he can't get a stop here, it is probably the game over. Goes into zone defense. Jabal Sheard, play action. He's using Sheard, going for the sack on Dalton. Dalton scrambling, doesn't manage to find anyone, but gets it through to Hurst. in a very tight window, and that is likely an unassailable lead for the Bills. 45-28 with 3 minutes left, and the Heavy will need 3 scores to win this game. It's going to be very difficult. I don't see much of a chance. He needs a stop and an onside kick following 2 scores, which is highly unlikely, but it could happen. Let's see what he does. Sanders fumbles the return. Okereke recovers it, and he gets a good return to start with at the 37. If he can score before the 2 minute warning and not have to use any timeouts, he retains a very slim chance at holding the game. But as it stands, looks very unlikely that he'll manage to overcome John in this game. Kaepernick scrambling, looking for Singletary, nothing there. And John playing conservative defense, he knows that he doesn't need much here. He just needs to prevent a touchdown, and he's likely okay. So John, very aware of the game situation. User engaging, a very fast player. John, good defense. Kmet over the middle, lobs the pass over the defender's head, catches it over him. Kmet, the very reliable tight end for D Heavy. D Heavy aware that he's not got much time left. He has to score now. That is why he's hurrying up. Looking for Komet once again. Komet swatted down, doesn't manage to get the angle. Perhaps Kaepernick was slightly inaccurate there, threw the ball a little further from Komet than you would like on a high pass. Not much for Heavy, scrambling, looking for Komet. Once again a catch, and Komet manages to thread the ball, needle-thin gap to Komet. Hurrying up once again, he knows he needs to score before the 2 minute warning to have a chance at winning this game. Kaepernick looking, no one really open. Golladay catches it after a swat from John's cornerback, and if that stands, that is a big turn of events in this game. Quite a good fortune for Heavy, and that is very, very shocking play. A swat from John's cornerback. Golladay manages to catch the swat, and he gets his feet in bounds. That is a touchdown. It's confirmed. Golladay scores the touchdown, 35-45. We will see if Heavy decides to onside kick now or later. If it was me, I would try and delay the decision as much as possible. You don't want to do it immediately, because if he fails now, that's the game already done. And in general, you want to keep your options open. So he should see if he can score before he tries an onside kick. 10 points down, he should get the next score, I would imagine. He needs a stop anyway, and he may as well delay the onside kick until the end. Strategically, a smarter move. Kaepernick, under center, flat routes. This is a 2-point play. Kaepernick will scramble, and he will get the 2-point conversion. I'm not exactly sure how this helps Heavy. He's still down by 9 points, and he still needs 2 scores. He is going for the onside kick immediately. Full power, kicked straight to John's players, and John unsurprisingly recovers it. I think a bit too much power by Heavy there, but he's only at the 42-yard line. So it's not impossible that D Heavy gets a stop here and he gets another chance. 45-36 to the Cowboys. John, he is still calling plays, and he is giving Heavy a chance back into this game, but on the run he does get up to the 36, and we are approaching the 2-minute warning. If Heavy wants to have any kind of chance, he's got to make a stop here and now, and he can't use any timeout. He will require an onside kick anyway, and he will need time to score. So here, this is a crucial play. I would say if John gets a first down, this marks the end of the game. Heavy, he needs a big play to stay in the game here, otherwise nothing much is going to happen. Runs the ball to Johnson, breaks 1 tackle, but gets stuffed. It's a 3rd and 2. We're going straight back into the game situation. I love the save games when they click right back into the play you were originally on. It's very satisfying. just to continue straight from the point you were at. It's going probably to be a run here. Heavy is really crashing the box, stacking the box to try and stop the run. I don't know if that's the right decision. Hurst is wide open, and that is likely the game. Hurst trucks over Bradbury, goes in for the touchdown, 52-36 lead. For John. John is going for the 2-point conversion, very unnecessarily. He wants to put more points on the board, which is fine. John
three-score
likes.
lead rather than a two-score lead.
Yeah, but I guess you would still. Oh, that is very unfortunate for D Heavy. He stopped it. But I guess the thing is, you would still be up by 15. So, like, that is, a comfortable enough lead. 16 points.
I've had Heavy go onside kick crazy on me, so.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's fine. 2-point conversion, successful. 53-36. Despite the fact that this looks very unassailable, what is the positive for D Heavy is that John scored quickly. So he allows D Heavy time to score and potentially get an onside kick, but the main problem is that even if Heavy is successful, he's going to require 2 8-point plays to equal the lead because the difference is 16. So after this, he's going to need, two 2-point conversions as well as 2 touchdowns and an onside kick. Very unlikely. The game kind of got away from Heavy here. If you look at the total offense, you'll see Heavy actually had more. Very successful rushing game, but I imagine John was just, his defense came through in the right moments. Singletary open, pings it to Singletary, gets the first down. He's moving the chains, he's hurrying up. Third, it's 1st and 10, 1:30 left. He needs to score quickly. Obviously, I doubt that he can equalize the game. Benjamin open on the streak route, but good swap by John, switches on, swats the ball down with Ward.
You also missed 2 kick return touchdowns. That's the Cowboys got 2 kick return touchdowns.
I see. Okay, that's the reason for the yards disparity. Singletary, lobbed pass, that looked like it was definitely going to be picked, but a defender of John's intervenes to swat the ball down. It is 1 minute 15 left in the 4th quarter. Heavy needs a score, and he needs an 8-point score specifically. Otherwise, he has little chance of winning. He needs an onside kick as well, but of course the first step would be to score here, which, it looks like he will probably not be able to do. This is the play of the game. If he does not achieve this, the game will end immediately with a quite comfortable win for the Cowboys. Even though the game was extremely close, this looks like it got away from Heavy at some point. It's a turnover on downs, and John is through to the Super Bowl. Good game by both of them. They will play out to the end. I think Heavy was very competitive by the looks of it, and he did very well, but the game slightly just crept out of control at the end. He failed to stop John in quite an important drive. When John was 3 points up, he scored a touchdown, and I think that was the start of the end for the Heavy. John will continue to pass, and he calls, I don't know if that was called by Heavy or John, but John is looking to pile on the misery for the Heavy. Of course, the smart option here would just be to kneel, but John, when he gets a lead, he likes to embarrass the opponent a bit. I don't blame him. She's a bit of a showman. Missed pass over the top. Heavy will keep playing. He wants to take any chance he can get. You never know. Maybe he gets a pick 6. Obviously, the game is 100% won for John at this point. However, John continuing to play. Dalton, shotgun formation, taking the snap, and he's rolling out. He's looking for Kirk, but not quite open. Hearns is open, gets stripped. It's 3rd and 10. However, John will take the field goal at the end of this most likely, and that will mark the end of the game. A 20-point deficit is probably unrepresentative of how competitive the game was, but when John gets rolling, it's not very easy to stop him, as you can see, and that's the touchdown for John. It will be 60-36, and perhaps slightly unrepresentative, but I think this is what happens with a player like John. If you can't keep up with him score for score, then things start to get a bit out of control, which is, what happened here. So I can't blame the Heavy significantly. However, this is the reality of playing a very high-level player. Kick return from Ace Sanders, looking for a hole. Highlight stick over Tyrann Mathieu, breaks another tackle, gets through to the 50-yard line. And let's see if Heavy can at least make the scoreboard a little more respectable. Try to get some consolation points here. 24-point lead is quite, you know, maybe it doesn't reflect the effort that Heavy gave in this game. And a 60-point score from your opponent in a playoff game is quite a shocking thing to see in general. Benjamin gets open, trucks over Ward, and gets the first down. 27 seconds left. Heavy will try to get another score at the end of the game. Just to iron out the scoreline slightly. Ward swats the ball down. Kaepernick, I think some inaccuracies by Kaepernick, even though I've only seen the fourth quarter, I do think he's misplaced the ball quite a few times. And sometimes that works in Heavy's favor when the ball is, like, you know, unpredictable for the defenders, but I think often it limits him from getting it into some tight windows. 18 seconds left. Heavy will try to put a score on the board. I don't know if it will work. Kmet is over the top. Benjamin swatted down by Ward. Fourth down. Maybe Heavy will take a field goal here. Yeah, he will take the field goal. He just wants the scoreline to line up slightly more, and he will onside kick after this as well, of course. Field goal by the Heavy through the uprights. 39-60 in favor of the Cowboys. This will likely end with a 21-point lead. Very interesting game, I'm sure. Very high scoring game. John in excellent form going into the Super Bowl. He has put up 60 points in his playoff game, and maybe slightly more. Maybe he'll get another field goal or a touchdown on this play. And he is looking in fine shape, firing shape, his offense rolling. He has got 3 lethal wide receivers in Godwin, Decker, and Kirk. And he's really rolling now, and another touchdown for John. And he'll take the field goal. This is quite an unfortunate fourth quarter for Heavy. It's just gotten way out of control. Godwin has absolutely demolished the Bills secondary, and it will be 67-39 in favor of the Cowboys. That is a 28-point lead. Parkey will kick off. He squibs it. You know, he doesn't want Heavy to score, and that will mark the end of the game. Good game from both of these players. Very out of control here, but you know, Godwin, a lethal weapon, and he likely decided this game with his catching. Yeah, fourth quarter was not reflective of the whole game, but I think at the end of the day, at the same time, one of the things that marks how good a player is their endurance and, you know, their ability to go score for score. And if you can't do that with top players, the game can get out of control. You know, often those kind of players take over in the third and fourth quarter. And a good win for John. Maybe a little unfair for Heavy to score line in the end, but obviously John is a very, very high scoring, very dynamic player, and that can happen against, you know, a player of his ilk. A great player. If either of you want to comment on the game, you can go ahead. Heavy maybe first, or John first. I don't mind. Go ahead.
Okay, for me, I feel like the game, it started pretty much as good as it could possibly started. You weren't around for it, but like his very first drive of the game, he actually got a fourth and 10, something like that. And then, like, the one thing John never does actually happened right there. Like, my new safety Fitzpatrick, he made John fumble right there, like the CPU. Like, he just made John fumble, and I mean, I just immediately took advantage of it, and I got the touchdown. But then after that, how kickoff return, like literally just like that. And while that didn't really bother me or put any down into me, it was just one thing I couldn't really take advantage of, and it kind of hurt me. After that happened, I was able to bounce back from it. I moved the ball. I got another touchdown, and then the exact same thing happened again. one point of the game, I think I got a turnover on downs, and I think he was about to be in the, really about at goal. If not, he was in the red zone. I actually had a crazy bar pick. That probably kept me in the game longer than it should have. But like this was like very back and forth. I think at the end of the game, he finally saw the weakness in my defense. I mean, I tried a brand new defense against him, and for the most part, it worked very, very effectively. But in the very end, though, like he found its weaknesses and he attacked it very, very well. So congratulations, John. I hope you at least. I mean, I'm really pulling for John because I mean he's the upset against you, obviously. But yeah, it was a very, very good game with a very unfortunate ending. But again, I mean, I think that just speaks to the volumes of how good of a player that John is. Like he was just able to break away and see the weaknesses in the defense. Like when he didn't all game, he saw it at the very end, and he was able to take advantage and capitalize on it. So very well played, good game, John.
Thanks, Heavy. Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing at the beginning of the game. It was really really tight back and forth, and he was rolling all over me with his run defense. And I had a 3-man front. I was running nickel 3-3-5, and he was just gashing me up. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta start taking his run seriously. I need to switch to a four lineman set. So I switched to the dime. And I was controlling my defensive end, but I had two defensive tackles there, and I think that kind of helped to slow down his run a little bit, just a small bit, so that in some situations where he was getting big gashes, I was sometimes effective in stopping him, and that was just the little bit my defense needed, and it also really was more effective on the coverage aspect, having that fourth corner in. I felt, and you saw using that defensive end, that one play action that he had where I bit on it and just dragged him down before he could throw it off. That kind of was a result of me switching that defense there. So I think if I hadn't switched that defense, if I hadn't been able to have the foresight to switch things up on the fly, I think he probably would have matched me tit for tat until the very end, and probably would have maybe even knocked me off. So, very impressive game plan by Heavy, and I will admit got lucky with two kickoff return touchdowns. Christian Kirk looking like Eddie Drummond out there had a crazy spin move on one. Yeah, so very well played by Heavy. Again, the fourth quarter not very reflective of the rest of the game, because at that point I was like trying to figure out, just where some of the weaknesses in his defense were, just in case for future matchups, and ended up finding some. But as he said, he didn't want to switch up his defense, and perhaps in the future this gives him a little bit of a chance to expect that. So we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Very nice summaries of the game by both of you. Very humble as well. I think John, he showed quite a mature analysis of the game. He's a bit different from the past John that was in this league. He was very brash, confident. I think now he's got his feet on the ground a bit more, and that serves him well going into the Super Bowl against me and my Bengals. I have never played John in a playoff game ever. So this is our first playoff game, and it's also the first Super Bowl that he plays against me, but it's also the first playoff game that he plays against me. So this is a quite unprecedented situation.
20 seasons in, too. It's been 20 seasons.
Yeah. It's very strange that we have never played in the playoffs. That is one of the things that I always mention to people. I said I've played Star so many times, I've played Finn so many times, OJ so many times, Heavy so many times. The only guy I never play in the playoffs is John, which is like so strange. And now the first time we play is in the Super Bowl, which is very curious. But I think both of us finally got the jobs done in our respective matchups, and maybe this is the matchup the league wants to see. It will be a very interesting game.